In another video, I'd said about the Bermuda Triangle of child disappearances, and that being Ben Hill Road. And I thought to myself, this is Rocket. What do you want? What is it that you actually want? Look. Oh, you fat git. So yeah, the Bermuda Triangle of Ben Hill Road. And I thought to myself, look, with what we know and what we've sort of come to learn about certain people in this case, I'm going to throw something into the mix that I think that is a very plausible potential for what could have happened to Summer. And again, this is speculation, and it's just speculation based on what we know. But I believe the perpetrator in all this, the conductor, if you will, the person who's holding the reins, is Don Wells. I'm going to put him down because he's heavy. Now, we know that there was involvement in drugs. We know that. There's been mention of it, and it kind of all makes sense. The Jose situation, there seems to be a potential that there was some kind of drug run, some drug potential, and house sales fallen through, which meant that there was potential for money to be lost or expectation of money to be lost. We know that Don would disappear. He would disappear to Knoxville. He'd disappear to Utah, sometimes for weeks at a time. But look, what do we also know? What happened around this area? We know that in the past we've seen people with very close connections to Don, like Clyda Trent, have granddaughter go missing, to then get found, and for there to be large sums of money then handed out. Now, I don't know, but I think there's potential that Donny Boy got himself into a little bit of a pickle. I believe that he could have planned to orchestrate an abduction. I believe that he'd seen it happen in the past with those close to him. Clyda Trent has close connections to his family, far back as his mum. She was a close friend to his mum and was actually the person who owned 110 Ben Hill Road before Don did. She looked after it while Don's mum was ill, and when she died, she then handed it back over to Don. And Don had watched this play out and watched a large sum of money be collected. And I believe that it's potential that he thought that he could get away with this. That he could... Maybe the original one was a setup. My lawyer has just told me to retract that statement. Thank you. But look, could he have done it? Could he have planned to orchestrate an abduction for Summer to be found and for someone to collect a large sum of money that he would reap the benefits of? But what he didn't think was going to happen was that this would then be an explosion on social media. It's never happened before. Very, very rare that it happens in the way that this does. But it did. And Summer became a hot potato. He had stated previously that people were holding, or he'd insinuated that people had potentially be holding Summer, and if they could find a way to get her back, please do. He'd mentioned that he had pleaded to these people for weeks. Remember? He'd mentioned Mexico. He'd mentioned abductions across the border. He'd mentioned a lot of things. I don't know, I'm just throwing that into the mix, but Don, you're a bad guy. A very bad guy. And I think not enough people are giving you the credit that you truly deserve for how deep and dark your mind truly goes.